Welcome to USATF Journey to Gold Zone podcast. I am Amy Begley.
And I'm Rob Mullet.
And we're here with a special guest today, Gracie Morris, who's becoming an up-and-coming middle distance star. She is from Funky Town, or AKA TCU. She set a ton of records while she was there. In her first year out as pro, she has done it all. She won the Sir Walter Miler on the track. She won the Fifth Avenue Mile on the road. And just recently, she won the 2K cross-country championships to be at Worlds. And we're so excited to have her here. And we have so many questions just about what she's done and what she's going to do. So welcome.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you here because you've come out and done so many different things your first year, and most pros do not win their first year out, but you've just been on a winning streak. And so have you accomplished what you thought you'd accomplish in your first year?
I think I've surprised myself. I feel like I've made kind of a big jump since transitioning. So yeah, I definitely think I've surprised myself.
It's amazing. And you've transitioned to a really good team. Yes. Your coaches, Amy and Alistair Craig, they coach a really great stable of athletes with, Keith and Taylor Rowe, Alex Mayer. So you have some really great athletes that you're training with. And tell us a little bit about this training. I mean, you have such a good group to train with. And was it all that you expected, or are you continuing to learn from them?
I'm definitely continuing to learn. It's definitely been a big change. I do feel like a lot more intensity and mileage because, a lot of the workouts, like me and Fiona are at least starting the workout together, so they're kind of all together. So yeah, it's cool because on the speed stuff, like me and my teammate Dorcas kind of help pull the longer distance people along, and then when we get to the longer workouts, like they help us with our weaknesses. So yeah, it's definitely a cool environment.
You have weaknesses? I mean, you have not lost much. I'm just
for me to tempo.
I think everybody tempo or mile repeats is probably what people would say, right? That's everyone's least favorite. Oh, yeah.
How's the transition been to moving to North Carolina as well?
Yeah, it's been smooth. The team, everybody's very nice, and I feel like we had some pretty good leaders on the team when I came in, and they definitely took me in and made sure I had everything I needed. And yeah, Alistair just expect you to kind of just jump in with both feet. So you just gotta hit the ground running when you get there.
Have you enjoyed living in North Carolina over Texas?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Obviously the scenery is a lot different than what you're getting in Fort Worth, Texas, but I feel like the people are pretty similar. Everybody's very friendly, and I got that Southern hospitality. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like Southern hospitality. Just went to Arkansas and lived in Atlanta for a while, but North Carolina is a beautiful place to train. That is for sure. But we hear that you have a twin brother, but he's a little bit more on the distant side, right? Mm-hmm. Did you guys train together at all growing up?
Yeah, we did. When we were younger, it used to be going back and forth, who was going to win. And then he had a lot of success in high school. I was going through an injury. So we do work together. We actually, over Christmas break, Alistair planned our workout to where he was pacing me for every rep that I was doing. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Can you not sprint him though?
I can beat him on the line. But
oh man, all right. Yeah, that sibling rivalry just takes it up just a notch. Just all right. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You should actually race every year and see how what year you can. I think that'd be fun.
Yes.
It'd be a fun family game, right?
It could be.
So let's see.
So you've obviously had a lot of success this year on a variety of surfaces, road track and cross country. Is there one you feel a little bit more comfortable on?
I love the track, but I feel like I've had a lot of success in the road mile this year. I feel like there's something about it. It's kind of taking the time component out of it. Just kind of, I feel like running, not thinking. I feel a little bit more comfortable with it. So if I can transition that over to the track a bit more this year.
It'd be great because we got indoor coming up, and then there's also the World Road Running, which has the mile. So how is this making the cross-country team changed your approach to indoor track and outdoor track this year?
Yeah. So we're basically just pushing the indoor season back. I was going to start mid-January, but now we're here. So yeah, just kind of delaying the season a little bit, but not too much.
Okay, so we'll see you indoor then?
Yes.
How early did you decide to do the 2K at the US Cross Country Championships? Was that kind of as soon as it was announced there was going to be a 2K? It was something you wanted to do, or is it? a little bit more of a...
It was, I would say, more of a last minute decision. Alistair was actually at the New York Marathon, and I guess like in his free time there, he just called me like, "Hey, you want the 2K?" And so yeah, that was how it was decided.
And did you know what the course was going to be like when you agreed to do this 2K?
No, I didn't even preview the course the day before either.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was like, "Don't go look at it." He goes, "If that's gonna make the difference in you winning," he was like, "We got bigger things to worry about."
So did you even know what that finish was going to look like?
I watched Imogen.
Okay.
I watched
Okay.
Jane run the course the year before, so I like watched it, but I didn't really know what I was getting.
Yeah, because watching it going up it is two separate
Yeah, it
things.
is.
Because what did you think of that finish, by the way?
I thought it was challenging, obviously, but it was kind of like cool because of like that hill definitely like made the race.
It did, yeah.
So it was kind of just like see who could grind it out a little bit harder right at the end. So yeah.
And running for just 2 spots, that's not an easy race to do.
No, it's not.
Were you excited by the lack of rain that we had that week? Or were you... Because I'm guessing you watched the NXM from 2024 in the pouring rain. I think the course was just completely covered in mud. And we got very fortunate this year with relatively dry. So we happy to see that.
I was like, okay, the footing will be a little bit. It wasn't great. Still, it was better than it could have been.
We were anticipating a lot worse.
Yes,
That's good.
Yeah.
Great. What did you think about, you've previewed the course for World Cross. What do you think about the difference in the courses between Portland and the World Cross?
I mean, I feel like the footing here is a lot better. It's like you could definitely get moving a bit faster. Obviously we weren't jumping over logs in Portland, so that should be an interesting obstacle to face. But I feel like everything else, like, kind of tasted that in Portland.
I like it. So hopefully we'll see you in indoor, and then we will maybe, if you said you like the roads, you can think about trying out for the World Road Running.
I think that's potentially on the table. Yeah, we'll see when it gets here, though.
Because it is a dead year, so it kind of gives you a chance to try different things. So is there any other events you might try this year that we'll see you at?
I am potentially running 3K indoors, but I've done it in the past, but I feel like that's kind of out of the norm. But yeah, no plans on doing anything like crazy. So.
No crazy plans.
No.
Wow. But so we have a lot of different things going on this year. We have indoor, we have World Road Running, things like that. We hear that you're a fan of coffee. So are there any places that you love that you've been to, that you will go to, that maybe in some cities that we might see you down the road?
Fort Worth, there's a really good one called Match Point. It's like tennis themed, but yeah, very good coffee. And then not in the US, but in Paris, there's a really nice coffee shop. It's like coffee, specialty coffee. That one's also really good.
All right. We're going international and domestic. I love it. But also outside of running via coffee, but we also have different hobbies that you do. And someone told us that there might be camera work in your future because you hosted a TV show called The Frog. The Frog Today. The Frog Today. What is this about?
That one they get athletes from TCU to come host it. But yeah, I picked up photography when I was in high school and I went through a pretty big injury. Just kind of, I needed something else to do. So yeah, potentially could be something down the road. Yeah.
Is that something that you would be interested in doing? Like, let's say maybe someone's watching this and they're looking for athletes that want to do stuff. Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
I would say I'm open to it, yeah.
I like that. All right. I like that. There's always fun stuff to do, at different meets and stuff. I know we have people all around the industry, so that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We could just have you host next time.
I did take a podcast class.
Did you? All right. Okay. Podcast, photography, videography. All right. And what else are you doing outside of track and field? Let's dive deep into this. We got coffee, we got podcasts. What are we doing?
I feel like that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, messing with my brother, I guess.
So, did he move near you or what's
he joined Puma Elite in the fall. So yeah, nice having him around.
That is cool. Oh, yeah. All right. So did he follow you there?
He did.
Oh, okay.
He followed me when I transferred from Texas to TCU, and now he's following me to North Carolina too. So can't get rid of him.
Maybe we'll delete that part now. But also the part that you get off the line faster than him.
Yeah, he wouldn't want that up.
I think we're leaving that though. But Oh, so where can people find you? Instagram, all the things. Where can people find you?
I'm only on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's your handle?
it's Gracie Morris with 2 G's.
2 G's.
Yeah.
What are the G's from?
I just wanted it to be my first name, and Gracie Morris is taken, so I added an extra G. Yeah.
All right, I like that. Gracie Morris, 2 G's on Instagram. I love that. Any other shout outs you want to give?
I would just say to like my team and my family, I feel like they have so much belief in me, and just the support and help that they've given me over this year has definitely like led me to this position. So yeah.
So we talked about, podcasts and different things like that and things you got into when you were injured. We know that the transition from college to pros can be tough. What have you found that's kind of your biggest lessons you've had in this past year, or maybe the things that have helped you with the transition, or things that you're still learning, so that those that are watching, maybe it's a lesson in helping them do a little bit quicker or easier than you have.
Yeah, I feel like just don't be afraid to take risk. Like this is a new level of running that you've never been at potentially. So don't be afraid to like make changes. And then also I just feel like I have a lot of free time and like I don't mind. So just like try to find new hobbies and just learning new things and just finding just things to fill that time so you're not just sitting.
Other than visiting coffee shops, what are you filling that time with?
Yeah, I've been trying to learn a new language. So
Okay, which one?
French language.
French. Yeah, so it's going. It's pretty hard, but when I do have time, I try to do it. After workouts, so it's kind of hard to like get my mind into it. It's normally like I'm brain dead, I feel like, after them, but I still try.
We love that. So Rob, when he was done,
Oh, as well. You probably should convince Amy and Alistair to take you on a training camp to Font-Romeu.
yes,
Which is where a lot of the European-based athletes go to Font-Romeu. And that's where we typically would use our very bad French to try and survive. But yeah.
I have to convince him. Instead of Park City this year. Go there.
Be like, I've heard that
I need to be there.
I've heard I need to be there. Yes, but yes, Rob is trained in different places like that, so I know that he would probably tell you that that's one of his favorite places to go.
Font-Romeu is one of my favorite altitude locations, but it's less convenient when you live in America.
That is true. Park City's pretty easy to get to from here.
It is pretty easy. It definitely is.
Would that be your first altitude trip, or have you done?
Last year was my first time ever at altitude.
Is that to Park City?
Yes. Dorcas definitely put me through it up there. So, yeah, she's so talented when she gets up there. It's just like she gets on a whole nother level. So it was a challenging, humbling experience, but it was definitely good.
Did you feel the benefits coming down from that?
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like I came off a lot stronger. I feel like especially like USA's, post USA's, when I really started seeing the benefits. Like after I'd been down at sea level for a few more weeks. Yeah.
So when you moved from Fort Worth to Raleigh and joined the Puma group, how did you find starting to train in Raleigh? Is it a good place to run? Good kind of running community there? And
yeah, it's crazy. It's called the American Tobacco Trail, but like you're just like running through the forest. There's gravel and like paved, so you can get on both, but just going for miles. It's like a really great place to run. And then the running community is like very strong there. I didn't really realize that until Sir Walter. Like the crowd out there is insane. Like the whole track was just like packed. I've never experienced anything like that. So yeah.
Do you feel like Raleigh's embraced the professional group that you have there?
Yeah, I feel like for a long time, or no, I guess not a long time, but like people weren't really aware of, I guess, like the caliber of it. But obviously now I feel like with the team success, people are definitely getting pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I mean the group's been hugely successful across everything.
Yes, it's exciting to be a part of.
Yeah.
So I know you've been running since you're 8 years old?
Yes.
So who did you look up to throughout your career, and who really inspired you to become a pro runner? Because it's really a niche thing. There's not a lot of people doing it. So who was the person that you looked up to, or the people that really inspired you to keep going?
I feel like honestly, like me and my twin brother, we just kind of like fed off each other, and like obviously like there's a bit of a competitive rivalry between that, and I feel like one does something, it's like, well, I can do better, that kind of thing. So I feel like that really is like what pushed me, and he's just like very like smart about the sport and stuff. And like I said, he was very successful like high school and like first couple of years of college, and I struggled a bit with the surgery and like coming back took a while for me to kind of like find my confidence and everything again and just like get fit because I was out for a pretty decent amount of time. So just like watching him and like seeing everything that he did, I feel like that's really what kept me going and like inspired me to do it. So yeah.
All right, well, give him a good shout out. I think that was good. That was nice.
Is your brother here?
He's not. He's running
Oh,
Houston
has he?
Half this weekend.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
Okay.
headed back to Texas.
I like it. So usually when kids are growing up, usually the girls can beat the boys till about 10, 11-ish. So did you beat him till about then?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I was either 12 or 13 was the last
Yeah.
time I beat him.
I was going to say, I was going to ask you what the last time to beat. You legitimately beat him. Okay.
It was in the 3K. Yeah.
Oh.
I think the state meet, like the USATF summer stuff. So, yeah. Used to get him on those.
I love that. He's been a good inspiration. That's really good. I like that. Well, Gracie, this has been great. Thank you so much for coming. And we are more than excited to watch the rest of your career because you are just getting started and you have hit it off this past year, with more than anybody has done for their first year in a while. So we're really excited to watch
Thank you
this.
so much.
All right. Thanks. Great.